bear with me because we're going to try out that pump and the water that I have because I want to wash these down real quick. And I think I got enough juice in here to do it. So let's go over to here. And if I remember right, I don't have to turn on the main power switch because I hooked up independent just in case. So we'll put that there. I'm just going to run some power through it here. Let's put the latch on the door. Let's get the hose. Bring that out here. Whoops, didn't mean that, guys. Where's the switch? Oh, I do have to have it on. Okay. I guess I didn't run it independent. Now I wiped them all down because they had a paint stripper on it. I wiped it all down so that and scrubbed them down so that most of it was off. But now I kind of just want to suds up the bucket and rinse them off again. Come on. Got pretty good pressure to it. And it shoots out there quite a bit. That pole right now that I'm hitting is about, oh, I don't know, 15, 18 feet, maybe 20 feet away. By the way, we still have those woods hanging. We'll check those out later or tomorrow. Supposed to have some lousy weather coming. And then we have the tree lighting ceremony on the 30th. I got to check the two addresses. I think where they were going to need the help was John in East Maine, or Beach in East Maine. So that's not going to be near the trees, near the center of the green. But I think they're going to want to stop the traffic there. And then the other one was, I think it was Willow and East Maine. And I don't know why they would want to stop it there. That doesn't sound just right to me for some reason. I think I'm still recording. Do I still see the numbers? Yeah. So anyway, the winch thing that I built out there, I said it before, I did a video on it and it's going to be a long, but I also did it in part. So it's one long video, but I separate it with part 1, part 2, part 3. So if you do want to watch it, you can. If you want to watch it in part, I think every 10 minutes I put a part so you know where you left off or didn't leave off. Again, if you want to watch it at all. The idea works. If I had a better winch, meaning quality-wise, and stronger. The one I had was a 2,000 pound. It was just about doing the job. But the whole system that's holding it was working. The truck started to come up off the ground, but the winch started to smoke a little bit. So I stopped. Then my neighbor let me borrow a snatch block, and that worked fine. However, I had to lengthen or shorten the cables to make up for the block. And as I was doing that, I realized that the cable on the winch was all tangled up underneath. You didn't tell until you actually started rolling the cable out. And every time you went to pull the cable up or down, it would pull on that knot or whatever it is you want to call it, and the truck would jerk, and at that point the cable ended up snapping. So Everything worked except for, like I say, now I have a choice. I can either go out and buy a new winch, and if I do that, I'd probably buy a 3,000 or 4,000 pound winch. Let me turn the pump off. I'm running water here like it's not going to run out, but it will. So let me wrap up the hose. I'm going to have to put you guys down for a minute. So either I got to buy a new winch and a snatch block. Now the snatch block is something I would probably buy anyway because they're definitely worth having. However, I don't know if I want to spend a couple $100 to do it. It's going to cost, I'm thinking, originally I was thinking $100, and I'd be all set with the winch and everything. But the more I started looking, the winches, I can find a 3,000 pound or 4,000 pound winch for $100. I've seen them out there with remote even, which would have been nicer yet. But if I want one that I feel I can trust, I'm looking at 150 or so. And then a snatch block is going to cost me another $30 or $40, I'm thinking. So, but I'm thinking a couple $100. And I don't think, for what little bit I'm going to use it, that it's going to be worth me spending $200. So I think what I'm going to do is twofold. I'm going to get the chains, and if I hear of a major storm coming and I have time to go out and put them on, if I wake up and there's snow on the ground, that's another story. If I hear there's a major storm coming though, I can use the brick method. Now, everybody's a little different. As you get older, you're going to realize that something simple that you used to do, like bending over and putting chains on your vehicle, 50 years ago, I didn't think anything of it. I'd put them on, ride around for an hour, and take them back off again. And if I wanted to go out, I'd put them back on again. I mean, it's a simple procedure at that point. But as you get older, and between bad backs and hearts and bad shoulders, and things start to pile up on you, and you're not quite as good as you used to be. A simple task like putting on chains, come on, where the hell are you? Becomes a nightmare. Come on. In this case, just plugging in the camera is a nightmare. So what I'm going to do is, there's another way that I used to do it, and I used to use a brick. Somebody showed it to me. I couldn't tell you who or how or when, but I remember somebody saying, why don't you use a brick? I said, well, I'm not looking to break a window, I just want to put my chains on. He said, no. He says, you use the brick and you drive up on it. I go, what are you talking about? Well, okay, I'll see if I can do something with these. Let's assume that this is a brick. And this is the chain. Well, if we look at a chain, the chain is usually long, and then it comes down the other side. But it usually has these chains, the cross chains. Now this is a rude way, and they're not made like this, but I'm just giving you an idea of what I'm talking about. And you have the cross chains, every, 10 inches or so. I guess it depends on what kind of chain or how much you spend for the chain. But meanwhile, let's assume that we have a chain here. And these are the cross links from side to side, and like I say, they're usually singled, so don't give me a hard time about that's not the way they look. So if you put a brick here, you lay the chain out so that the chain and the brick looks like that. The brick is sitting in the middle of the chain, in the middle of the link. You drive the vehicle up so that it's on the brick. It could be a patio block, it could two bricks. I mean, it all depends on how much room you have in between your chains, but it has to be within that space. And then you stop. Now you just lift your chain up over it from either direction or both directions, depending on where you put your brick, and you have nobody or nothing fighting you while you're making the adjustments and things, because it's all loose, because you're not on the chain. You know, like for instance, if I laid the chain down and drove over it, well, one side may be loose, but the other side's going to give me a hard time. Okay? So by using the brick. So I think, you know what? If I hear a good storm coming, and nowadays it's a tough one because you know, you get 6 inches coming, they tell you there's a major blizzard coming and they're going to shut down the state. You know, I don't know what happened with that, but I remember we used to get 10, 12. I remember in the 70s and 80s, we had like 25, 30 inches fall. And they finally decided to shut the state down. I mean, you guys, you know, around my age or younger, a few years or older, you kind of know what I'm talking about. So, but at that point, thank you. At that point, I figured, well, you know what? I'll go out. I'll put the chains on the day before or the morning before. You know, I'm not rushing to get it done. All right, you know. And if it's something to where I need to rush, I'll take the wife's vehicle, which is my old Astro van, which is all-wheel drive, and I can't say enough on how good they are in the snow. You know that commercial where you see the Land Rover, I think it is, run up those steps in China? I would put money on it that my Astro van would do that. All right. So, but meanwhile, so much for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a package together in the van. I bought some time ago, it's on one of my videos, I couldn't tell you where, I bought a canvas type case, but it's got inserts, so it's stiff. It's got 2 wheels on it. It's about yay long, it's about yay wide, and about yay high. It's got a handle on it, it's got wheels on it. It's lightweight, got a big zipper on it, and it's just got a big empty space in the middle. I'm going to buy one of those. I'll put a safety vest in it. I'll put an extra coat in it. I'll put an extra light in it. You know, I'll put a couple extra waters in it. I'll put a radio in it. You know, I'll put a set of lights in it, like I said before. You know, this your way. If I gotta go, oh, my computer, I'll have a computer I can put in it. You know, I just pick up the bag, I'll throw it in the wife's truck, away I go. Now, mine would be a little bit more enjoyable because with mine, I can get on the ham radio. If I'm just stuck out there doing nothing, I can be, you know, talking to somebody in Texas. You know, I could talk around the world. You know, I've had things to entertain me because, believe it or not, sometimes you are out there with nothing or nobody around, and you're just sitting there looking into the darkness. Yeah, and it can be boring as all hell. So those are the days you say, gee, I wish I had internet, you know, or I wish I had a TV. That's why I have wireless internet in the van. If I want to get on and watch a video or something, you know, on Netflix or Amazon Prime, I mean, at least I can watch TV. And if I hook up a radio, one of the ICOMs, I have an extra ICOM in the truck that I'm not using. If I hook that up in the van, I'll have an ICOM, so if a 2 meter. So if I have to call, you know, a ham radio operator for assistance, I can. Or if I just want to, what they call ratchet jaw with them, I can. So I think I can